Okay, hi everybody. Today I analyzed a YouTube video about the importance of sketching in the process of designing an object. I am industrial designer. I never practiced this type of exercise. Uh, Sketching, I'm actually associated with the with art activities, but it's it have all of reason improve this skill, because before that you sit down on your computer, you need a sketch of of some ideas to get the final product. So this is the first part in a series of videos about the a good practice that every industrial designer should will have. So I'm extracted some ideas of this YouTuber. This channel is well I'm started. Okay, the first idea in the video, this quote or this information is that I can extract of the video, and then um, I read the observation or their opinion from this from the idea that proposed the YouTuber. Okay, idea number one. Okay, before sketching models or ideas, industrial designers need to warm up. Yeah, like a gym. Before you practice or lifting heavy weights, you need to warm up. Okay, a good practice is to place two dots on a on a sheet of paper, sheet of paper, about 30 centimeters apart, and try to connect them with a pen. Don't draw slowly from point to point. Draw, draw them. If you notice that your lines don't land accurately on the dots, make a few hovering motion in the air and then try again. My observation. This is a fantastic observation about a fundamental, often overlooked. What is overlooked? Okay, I tried. Okay,
Disguised.
no, this guy is no. Overlooked.
Sobrecargado.
No, this is overloaded.
Overloaded.
Overloaded. No, overlook it. Overlook. Overlook. Overlook.
Overlook.
Okay, okay. Okay. Overlook it. Okay. Continuing. Okay. This is a fantastic observation about a fundamental, often overlooked. Okay.
Overlooked.
Overlook.
Overlooked.
Overlook.
Overlooked.
Overlooked. Overlooked. Overlooked. Often overlooked aspect of the design process. My appreciation for this exercise is quite high, and I can break it down into several key reasons why it's such a valuable practice for industrial designer. Here's my analysis and appreciation of the technique. Number one, it acknowledges the physicality of drawing. What is acknowledge?
acknowledges,
Acknowledges the physicality,
Physicality.
physicality, acknowledges, it acknowledges the physicality of drawing. It acknowledges the physicality of drawing. Industrial design, okay, it acknowledges the physicality of drawing. Okay, it, okay, this observation acknowledges the physicality of drawing. Industrial design isn't just about ideas. It's about translating ideas into a visual, tangible language and comprehensible language. Okay,
acknowledges,
comprehensible.
Comprensible.
That's good.
comprehensible,
Comprehensible. And adding comprehensible idea. Okay, drawing is a physical skill, like playing an instrument or a sport. Just as an athlete wouldn't sprint without stretching, a designer should jump into a complex perspective sketch without warming up the fine motor muscles of their hand, wrist, and arm. This exercise explicitly recognizes that drawing is a physical act that requires preparations. Preparation.
Preparation.
Preparation. Number two, it trains the most essential skill, the confident line. The quality of a line is the building block of all design sketching. A sketch filled, a sketch filled with hesitant,
hesitant,
hesitant. Okay, it trains the most essential skill, the confident line. The quality of a line is the building block of all design sketching. A sketch filled with hesitant, hairy, or wobbling, or wobbling lines lacks authority and clarity. No matter how good the underlying idea is, this drill is pure. This drill, this drill is pure. Focused practice for creating a confident, straight, or line. Graceful, graceful, gracefully arced, or
Arced.
arced, gracefully arced,
Gracefully arced.
gracefully arced line. The goal isn't just to connect the dots, but to do so with a single fluid and purposeful stroke. With a single fluid and purposeful stroke. What is the adjective for a bad line? Hesitant, hairy, wobbling lines,
Hesitant, hairy, or wobbling lines.
hairy, higher lines. Okay, like the chill hut. The goal isn't just to connect the dots, but to do but to do so with a single fluid and purposeful stroke. Number three, it emphasizes throw putting, throw putting over point to point. Okay, this is the most profound part of the advice. Don't go from point to point. You really go through them. Point to point thinking. This leads to a slow
Leads.
leads. Okay, what's meaning leads? Oh, probably now. This leads to a slow, cautious, cautious,
Cautious.
cautious movement. This leads a slow, captions,
Cautious.
cautions, cautious movement, cautions movement, caution decisions that you avoided. The eyes fixes, fixes, fixes,
Fixates.
fixates, fixates. Okay, the eyes
fixates,
fixate on the end point. The hand decelerates as it approaches. The hand decelerates. Oh, approaches, approaches the no approaches, approaches. Okay, uh, a cautions movement of my hand. If if I'm thinking if I thinking to draw the line point to point, the hand decelerates as it approaches, and the line often becomes shaky or stops short. It's a line that serves the destination, not the form. Oh, it's a line that serves the destination to travel to from point one to point two, not to the form. Throw pudding. This is a mindset of momentum and intent. Oh, this is a mindset of momentum and intent. By I mean to sail past. By I mean to sail past the second dot. I understand what by I mean to sail. By I mean to sail. Sail. Sail is block. Sail is block the enter. Oh, sail. By I mean to sail past the second dot. The line mightn't its speed and confidence. It's a line that defines a path, a path, a path,
Path.
path, path. This is how the designer create these beautiful dynamic strokes that give a sketch life and energy. The line becomes a gesture, not just connection. Number four, it introduces the concept of ghosting. Ghosting. What is ghosting? The advice to do a couple of a hover in the air and then try again is a direct reference to a classic drawing technique often called ghosting or phantom drawing. Planning the motion. It allows the brain and muscle planning the motion. It's allow the brain and muscle to rehearse,
rehearse,
rehearse, to rehearse, rehearse. Again,
rehearse,
rehearse, to rehearse the movement without the pressure of marking the paper. You plan the trajectory. I plan the trajectory. Feel the arc of your arm and visualize the line path building muscle memory. repeating repeating the motion repeating the motion builds a temporary muscle memory, making the actor stroke more fluid and accurate, reducing performance anxiety. It's a low stakes way. It is a low stakes way to build confidence before committing to the final line.
committing,
Committing before committing, committing. Okay, to the final line. Before committing the final line. And number five, it's a microcosm of design process. There is a beautiful metaphor here. You start with two distinct points: the problem, the constraints, the key features. The task is to connect them with an idea, the line. The advice teaches that the best connection isn't a timed. The advice teaches that the best connection isn't a timed, direct plot from one to the other, but a confidence, decisive,
decisive,
decisive, but a confident, decisive stroke that acknowledge the points but has its own momentum and carries through to the other side. It's about creating a holistic solution, not just checking boxes. In summary, my appreciation is for its profound simplicity. It's an exercise that seems almost too basic, yet it simultaneously trains physically dexterity. Oh, dexterity. I know that means that word. Dexterity. Dexterity.
dexterity,
Dexterity. Visual accuracy. Line quality. And the correct mental approach to drawing. It perfectly captured the chief from Steve. The chief from a Steve. What is Steve? Shift from a stiff, technical mindset to a fluid, confident, and expressive one. That is the hallmark of a great design sketch. It's a 30 seconds drill that reinforces the core principles of good design communication. What's mean a 30-second drill? What's mean? Okay, 30-second drill.
30-second drill.
30-second round that reinforces the core principles.
Principles.
The core principles of good design communication. Well, idea number two, the quote in the video. You go to the gym because you want to improve your body, get stronger, and develop your muscles. It's the same with this warm up practice. If you do it every day, it helps you draw clean, straight lines. And another tip is to rotate the paper to find a comfortable position while practicing. As you gain confidence, you can place the dots not only in horizontal line but in any position, creating lines with different angles and directions. That is an excellent and essential addition to the original toe. My appreciation for this continuation is equally high, as it elevates the exercise from a simple tip to a complete philosophy of skill development. Here's my appreciation for these new points. The gym analogy is perfect. It's perfect and crucial. This analogy is the most important part of the addition. It reframes the entire activity and answers the unspoken question: why should I, a business designer, spend time on something so basic? It kills the talent myth. It kills the talent myth. It reinforces that clean. It reinforces that clean, confident line work is not an innate gift, but a trained skill. Just as you don't walk into gym and expect to bench press 200 pounds on your first day, you should expect perfect perspective sketched without building the foundational muscle. It creates it creates a practice mindset. It separates practice from project work. It separates practice from project work. You go to the gym to build strength, not to win a competition. You go to the gym to develop strength, not not to win a competition. No, not to win a competition. Similarly, you do this warm up. You do this warm up to build your drawing muscles, so you can perform sketch your brilliant ideas later in the day. This makes the practice feel purposeful and necessary, not childish. What is childish?
Childish.
Okay, I made an idea. Okay, not childish. Not childish task. It emphasize what?
Emphasizes.
It emphasizes it emphasizes consistency. The key to the gym is not one massive workout, but consistent, repeated effort. If you do it every day, it's the magic phrase. A few minutes of this drill daily will yield more improvement in the inline quality than hours of unfocused sketching once a week. Number two, Rotate the paper to find a comfortable position, ergonomics and control. This is a brilliant piece of practical advice that honors the biomechanics, that honors well, the biomechanics of the human body, optimizing your natural arc. Our arm and hand are not robotic plotters. That's a joke, no? Are not robotic plotter. They have a natural range of motion. By rotating the paper, you are aligning the desired line with the most comfortable and controlled arc of your arm or wrist. A line that is outward, upward to draw vertically might be effortless and perfectly straight when the paper is tilted 30 degrees. Tilted,
tilted,
tilted, tilted 30 degrees. Reducing fatigue, reducing fatigue,
reducing fatigue,
reducing fatigue, reducing fatigue. Forcing your hand into a unnatural position to draw a line create tension and fatigue. By rotating the paper, you keep your body relaxed, which is essential for fluid, confident stroke. Okay, it's a pro habit. Oh, good memories. It's a pro habit. This is something you see. This is something. It's a pro habit. This is something you see professional designer and artists do constantly. They don't fight the paper. They dance with it. It's a sign of a deep it's a sign of a deep practical understanding of the physical act of drawing. Number three, progressing from horizontal to any position. Building versatility. This turns a simple warm up into a comprehensive training regime. The principle of progressive overload. The principle, the principle,
principle,
the principle of progressive overload. Just as in the gym, you must increase the challenge to continue growing. Horizontal lines are the lightweight. They build a foundational skill, developing a full skill set. Design sketches are not made of only horizontal lines. They are a symphony of lines at every conceivable lines at every conceivable angle, converging perspective lines, curves, hatching, and dynamic gesture lines. By placing the dots in different orientation, you're training your hand to be confident and accurate from any angle. You're building a versatile instrument, not one that can only play a single note. From conscious competence, conscious, conscious,
conscious,
conscious competence to muscle memory. By practicing lines at all angles, the act of drawing a clean, accurate line move from a conscious effort to a subconscious ability. Your hands will simply know how to move to execute the line your mind envisions, freeing you, freeing, what is freeing?
freeing,
Freeing, freeing you up to focus entirely on the design itself. In summary, my appreciation for this continuation is that it transforms a good exercise into a complete and sustainable practice system. It provides the motivation. It's like going to the gym. It's like going to the gym, the correct method, rotate the paper for comfort, and a fat for long-term growth, progress to lines in any position. It shows a deep understanding that mastery is not a single event, but a daily discipline of refining the fundamentals. This is the kind of advice that separates a hobbyist from a true professional. Idea number three. This quoted from the video. Another type of exercise is practicing ellipse, but narrowed. But narrow. What is but narrow?
both narrow,
But narrow. What? Wow. Okay, but narrow ellipses and nicely round one. First, practice the hovering movement. Then, slowly lower the pen and draw a clean line. You can draw over the same ellipse several times. A practice I usually do and really like is drawing different ellipses in a row and then connecting them with lines on both sides, turning them into a cylinder. This is a perfect and necessary evolution of the practice routine. My appreciation for this is immense, as it moves the designer from practicing abstract marks to practicing the fundamental building blocks of form. Here's my detailed appreciation for this next stage of the exercise. Number one, it bridges the gap between line quality and tangible form. The first exercise, connecting 2 points, taught you how to make a confident line. This exercise you what to do with it. Teaches you what to do with it. The ellipse is the DNA of industrial design. Almost every man-made object, from a water bottle to a car tire to the curve of a mouse, can be understood, analyzed, and constructed using ellipses. By practicing ellipses, you are not longer just drawing, you are thinking in 3 dimensions. Number two, the squeezed versus rounded spectrum teaches perspective. This specific instruction is incredibly insightful. Rounded ellipses. This represents circles viewed straight on, like the top of a glass you are looking directly into. They are the front face. Narrow, squeezed ellipses. These represent circles viewed from a sharp angle, like the wheels of a car seen from the side. The narrower the ellipse, the more extreme the perspective. By consciously,
Consciously.
consciously,
Consciously.
consciously, by consciously practicing the full spectrum from perfect circle to thin lines, you're training your eye and hand to understand and control the illusion of deep. You're literally practicing how to make flat pieces of a flat piece of paper feel three-dimensional. 3. Reiterating the hovering and ghosting for curves. You currently carry it over the core principle from the line exercise. Again, you currently carry it over the core principle from the line exercise. First, practice the hovering movement. This is even more critical for ellipse. This is even more critical for ellipses. Why it's harder? Ellipses are more complex than straight lines because they require a coordinate change in direction. The natural tendency is for the hand to stiffen at the curves. The natural tendency the natural tendency is for the hand to stiffen at the curves. Yeah. No, it's stiffen my words. Why the hover helps? The ellipse allows you to find the smooth, continuous rims of the motion. You can feel where the speed may drop or where the angle may make tighten up. What is drop? Uh, where the speed might drop. Drop the speed slow? No, it might drop. Or where the angle might tighten up. Committing that motion to muscle memory before the pen touches the paper is the secret to drawing a smooth, even ellipse instead of a lumpy polygonal one. Number 4. Draw over the same ellipse several times. The searching line. In a final presentation sketch, you want a single clean line, but in practice and exploration, this advice is liberating.
Liberating.
This advice is liberating. Liberating. Building confidence. The first pass, the first pass might be shaky. The second pass corrects it. By the third pass, you are reinforcing the correct path. It's a low stake way to learn the shape. Creating energy. In early stage ideations, a line that has been searched for, drawn over a few times, can naturally look more dynamic and confident than a single timed line. It shows the designer understanding the form. Number 5. The string of pearls. The string of pearls. It's a collier. Okay. That's a linear exercise. This is by far my favorite part of your addition. Drawing different ellipses in a row and then connecting them with lines on both sides is a masterclass in disguised learning. What? Disguised learning. It's a good concept. You have you have just turned a boring drill into the act of designing. It teaches alignment for a cylinder to look right, not twisted, not twisted or warped. The ellipse must be aligned along a central axis. This exercise forces you to be aware of that invisible spine. It teaches subtly of form, subtly, sub,
Subtlety.
subtlety of form, subtlety of form. By different ellipses, you introduce variety. A cylinder is not always a perfect tube. It can taper, different size ellipses. It can bend, shifting the axis of the ellipse, and it can have a complex profile. You are no longer just drawing a cylinder, you are designing a component. It creates instant gratification. The simple act of adding the two connection lines instantly transforms a series of flat shapes into tangible three-dimensional objects. This provides immediate,
Immediate.
immediate,
Immediate.
immediate, immediate positive feedback to the designer. Look, I just built something. This feeling of creation is what keeps you practicing. This feeling of creation, yeah. In summary, my appreciation is for the elegant construction of this practice. You started with the gym to build round stretch line, round stretch lines. Now you have moved to the sports field. You're playing that strength to the fundamental movement of the game, ellipses. And finally, you are scream agging. What is scream agging? Scream agging by assembling to movement into a basic play, the cylinder. This exercise takes the pure abstract confidence built in the first step and gives it a job. It teaches the designer that lines and curves aren't just ink of paper. They are the edge of volumes, the rims of bottles, and the bodies of products. It is perfect. It is a perfect self-contained lesson in moving from 2D controls to 3D thinking. And the last idea was was it? That's right. Perspective is a very necessary technique that helps represent a model as close to reality as possible. It uses one, two, or three vanishing points on an horizon line, which in real life represents the position of your eyes. When using a one point perspective, all orthogonal lines converge toward a single vanishing point, creating the illusion of depth. Horizontal and vertical lines remain perpendicular to each other, with 2 points perspective. The orthogonal lines define the left and right sides of the object. As you increase the distance between the vanishing points, the proportion of the model becomes closer. to reality. If the vanishing points are too close, the object will look distorted and unnatural. In the same way, drawing, drawings placed too close to the vanishing points tend to acquire irregular shapes. Three-point perspective adds a third vanishing point that controls the vertical axis of the object. All vertical lines converge toward this point, representing height. In practice, we usually use 2 points perspective and place the drawing near the center of the vanishing points to achieve a better representation with minimal deformation. And this is my opinion on the analysis of the last quarter. This is a solid, clear, and technically accurate explanation of linear perspective. It effectively, effectively, effectively,
Effectively.
it effectively,
Effectively.
effectively, it effectively breaks down the core mechanics of 1, 2, and 3 point system in a way that is easy to understand, making it a great primer for anyone starting to learn about drawing or spatial representation.
Spatial.
Spatial, spatial representation. Here's my opinion, broken down into strengths and a few points for potential expansion. Strength of your explanation: clarity and structure. You have a very logical flow, starting with the purpose of perspective, to represent a model as close to reality. Then defining the basic elements, horizon line, vanishing points, and finally explaining each type in increasing complexity is excellent Pedagogy. Pedagogy.
Pedagogy.
Pedagogy is excellent pedagogy. Accurate analogy. Connecting the horizon line to the position of your eyes is a crucial point. It
Demystifies.
demystifies, it demystifies the horizon and grounds a potential abstract concept in the physical experience of the viewer. This helps people understand that perspective isn't just a set of rules, but a way of recording what we see. Practical wisdom. The observation about the distance between vanishing points in 2 points perspective is key. A beginner might place them too close, not realizing that doing so creates a wide angle lens effect that distort the object. Your point about drawing looking more natural when placed near the center is a great piece of practical advice that comes from experience. Conscious summary. The final sentence effectively summarizes the real world workflow of many artists and architects who often default to 2 points perspective for its balance of deep and minimal distortion. Points for potential expansion or nuance. Points for potential expansion or nuance. While your explanation is excellent, For a foundational understanding, here a few nuance. What is nuance? Nuance. Here a few nuance that could add even more deep. Number one, the why of the third vanishing point. Jure correctly state that the third point controls the vertical axis and represents height. It might be helpful to explicitly connect this to the act of looking up at a tall building, worm's eyes view, or looking down from a great height, bird's eyes view. In a standard two-point perspective, vertical lines are kept parallel, perpendicular to the horizon, which is how we see things. When our lines, when our line of sight is roughly level, the third point only becomes necessary when we tilt our heads significantly up or down.
When we tilt our heads significantly up or down.
When we tilt our head significantly up or down. Tilt
Significantly.
significantly. Number two, distortion. Distortion as a tool. You rightly describe distortion as something to be avoided for a natural representation. However, it's also worth nothing that this distortion is a powerful stylistic and emotional tool. A filmmaker or comic book artist might intentionally place vanishing points very close together to create a sense of unance, speed, or monumentality. What is distortion in a technical architectural rendering is expression in a piece of concept art. The concept of the cone of vision. The reason drawings look distorted when placed too far from the center of the vanishing points is related to the cone of vision. Our eyes see a clear, undistorted image only within a roughly 60 degree cone. Beyond that, things start to stretch and warp, just like in a photograph taken with a wide angle lens. Mentioning this concept will tie your practical observation to the physiological reality of how our vision works. Overall, your opinion is well reasoned and demonstrated a strong grasp of the subject. It successfully communicates both the mechanics and the purpose of perspective, which is the mark of a good teacher. The advice on vanishing point placement is a particularly valuable as it shows an understanding that goes beyond just the rules to their practical application. Okay, that's all the comments. I'm finishing here. Thanks. See you later.